Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? Brother John Stewart, on behalf of Lost Sheep Ministries, here to take y'all on another little walk with the word for the day. So, I'm on my way to go soul winning, and normally when I go out soul winning, I kind of go to the dark. So I wanted to make sure I went ahead and got to the park so I can take y'all on this little walk for the day. So today, I'm going to share with y'all another lesson out of Psalms. Been great for these last few days, and I'm going to continue that trend tonight. So we're going to be in Psalms chapter 92, verses 1 through 6. So in Psalms 92, 1 through 6, the Lord tells us this: "It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. For thou, Lord, hast made me glad through thy word, and I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this." You know, it's funny, or it's crazy. I read my Bible once every year, because I read it every day, so I usually go through about a year. And if you read throughout the Bible, you rarely find an instance when it's referring to us, and when I by us I mean human beings. You rarely find an instance, or not many, oftentimes you will find a place where it refers to us or any of our activities or any of our actions as good. You rarely, most times, saying y'all are terrible, terrible, terrible. But you rarely find instances where it's saying, hey, these things y'all are doing are good. So when it does, that's something that we should definitely want to take account of. Because when it does that, when it says something is good, when it gives us some accolades for something we're doing and we're calling it good, what it's doing in that moment is giving us the wisdom and the blueprint we need so we can understand how to truly please God. You see what I'm saying? So we have to, in this situation, we have a clear instruction on what we need to do to please God, or one of the things we can do to please God, and one of those things that we can do to really please Him is thank Him. Just thank Him. Y'all know I've been doing this ministry thing for a number of years now, over 20 plus years, and my ministry is the Lost Sheep Ministries, and it's all about bringing people back to the Lord. Maybe had a close relationship with the Lord, some went wrong at some point, and for whatever reason they got out of the church or they just turned their back on the Lord. And so when I'm out talking to these people and I'm counseling these people, I'm always asking them, hey, what got you out of your relationship with the Lord? And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to hear more complaints about things that God didn't do instead of hearing thanks and praise for the things that He did do. I've never heard anybody like, man, it was so good, and God was so good to me. He provided me everything. But I didn't like that good stuff, so I left. It's always, man, God didn't do this. God didn't give me this. God didn't give me that. And so we never see anybody thank Him for the things He does, but we always quick to complain about the stuff He don't do. It's just like if you ever go to like the big corporations, Walmarts and these big chain restaurants and stuff, most corporations at some place on their receipts have the corporate number on there. Nobody ever calls into that corporate number to give a recommendation for the restaurant or to give props to the restaurant. Nobody never calls, oh man, McDonald's had all my food hot and it was fast and everything was fresh, or I went to Waffle House and it was delicious. You know what I'm saying? The customer service was good. No, the only time people call those receipts, those number on those receipts, they call the corporate office is for a complaint. And it's the same way with God. We never really think about God until we got something to complain about. Well, most people don't. I was watching this old interview with DMX, God rest his soul, from 2016. He was on the Breakfast Club. And they was talking to him about prayer, because he's always got these big elaborate prayers, whether it's doing his shows or on his album, whatever. And and they was talking to him about prayer, and he was talking about how important prayer was. So they like, well, what kind of stuff outside of these elaborate ones you do in your shows and stuff, like what? He said, when you in personal, what's your personal prayer like? He said, like, what do you pray for? He said, honestly, he said, when I pray by myself, he said, my own personal prayer, he said, man, I just thank God. He said, he said, when I pray to God, he said, you don't have to always go to God with your hand out. He said, man, sometimes I go to God, I was just thanking God. And that's why it's so tragic what happened to him. He was such a spiritual dude. And I think what happened to him was the fact that he just never committed to the things of God, because he was definitely a godly man, but he tried to straddle the fence, and you can't do that. You got to commit, and I think that's what got him caught up. But he made that comment. He said, man, sometimes I just go to God and just thank him. I don't always go with my hands out. And that's what we should be doing. We should, instead of, you know what I'm saying, complaining about the things that he haven't given us, we should be thanking him for everything he has given us, because we realize that without him, there's nothing we can do. See what I'm saying? And the thing is, if you can't grasp that concept, then, DMX said it, but as well as our author said that neither does a fool understand this. So if you can't understand this concept, you can't understand everything you have come from God, then according to the author, you're a fool and a brutish man. So make sure you remain humble and recognize that all that you are is from the Lord. Give God the proper thanks and the credit that he's due. And that way you can have a good success and don't become a fool in the process. And that has been your little walk with the word for the day. So I thank y'all. I hope these are blessing you. If these are blessing you, make sure you like, tag, repost, share, do all that good stuff to get it out there. If you want to hear my full sermon, check me out Facebook Live, Monday nights, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I posted on my Facebook page after I'm done. I also post on my YouTube page. If you want to find all my little social media outlets, go check me out, lostsheepministry.com. That's my website. It has a link to all my little social media outlets. And of course, if you're not 100% sure you're going to get to see Jesus when you go through that door called death, reach out to me and let me know, and I'll put some time in my schedule to go to the gospel with you. So I love you all. Remember, always watch your back and pray. And until next time, peace.